All right, let's get to this. So, I almost have it complete. Okay, so here's the Backpack 130 for the Low Pro. This is for the J5, Nikon 1 J5 battery. So I have 4 in there plus 1 in the camera. On this side is the dummy battery with a power plug and some cables and stuff for the V3, which I'm going to be showing you. This is the dummy battery device for the J5 when I want to hook up to that, because it's a different battery size than the V3. And I'll explain that shortly. So if you open up the bag, there you have it. I got a dummy battery already plugged into it. It's all ready to go. This is a new V3, okay? You don't put an EVF on here because then it'll extend out and it'll be hard to close the bag. But take out the cap. It's an 18.5 inch, which is a 18.5 millimeter, I should say, which is a 50 millimeter equivalent. I'm hoping that's in focus, okay? So I'm going to turn it on. Now you can't see anything because I can do this. Now you can see it, okay? So you do have a tilt screen. Anyway, long story short, I hit this, advanced movie mode. You can see the compass and stuff. Also the fact that you have the dial here. Now, what's special about this compared to, let's say, my other camera, all right, and I'll show you the difference right off the bat. All the controls, smaller LED screen, well, basically it's the same size, okay, but this is a little bit tinier. All the controls are on the camera right here, whereas on here, this is part of the flippy screen. Now on the LCD, it's just a little bit bigger than this, I believe. Just a little bit, okay? And it might be the same size. But there's the menu, all this stuff right here. It's kind of emulating the Leica. They had all their buttons here and then some right here, okay? So anyway, your PSAM, your creative, your that's for motion. Okay, if your subject's motion, this is supposed to help stabilize it while you're taking pictures. Video, creative is a circle where, and I'll show you, turn it on. Okay, the circle. Now watch this. Look at the colors. Now, when I go to 3 o'clock position, it's black and white. And it's turning into color. It's hard to see it on kind of a gray black, but now the color saturation is picking up. And there you go. So, the best way to describe it is look at the floor and the door. And I'm trying to get it in here. And I might just zoom. That might help. I hope I'm not blown out. Okay? So that should help. That's why I like this lens. So anyway, there you go. Okay? So you can see the color tone. And watch what happens when I turn it. It's now getting to black and white. Okay? And you can see that every little notch, it means something else. So this is kind of like a neutral, more saturation. Okay, it's really vivid, kind of. And now, I think that's kind of like neutral again. So neutral on the bottom, on the top, black and white, and then really saturated. So I thought I'd show that. And of course, automatic You can do different settings on that. Program is easier, but I like the compass. You can hit the white balance, which is function 1, and I want to show you that. Function 2, where is that function 2? I saw it somewhere. Okay, this dial right here is basically for ISO, but that's if you're in different modes. So dial there, and the dial back here, and then a little bit right here. Okay, here's the other function. Okay, so that function, it shows you what I'm doing. F1.8, ISO is at 6400, SD card, or it's standard view. So watch this. Let's go to neutral. Okay, all right, can you see the difference? If not, let's do it again. No, that's white balance, but see, that's light. You can see when I go to the sun, flash, cloudy, the picture changes on the color. Okay. And it looks like auto is with the white, so I don't know. But anyway, okay on that. So let's go to landscape. So there's vivid. It real contrasty. Okay, vivid looks good. A little bit more neutral. Standard is more, a little bit more color, I think. Neutral is a little bit more brighter. Vivid is more enhanced colors. Of course, monochrome. Portrait. And I was looking at portrait compared to, it's kind of like in between neutral and vivid. Okay. If I look at standard, let's go to portrait. It might be like standard. Yeah, it might be a little bit brighter. And of course, landscape. So see, it's a little bit darker. I like the landscape. And then of course, some people like vivid, neutral, standard. So standard seems a little bit more vignetting. If I go to landscape, yeah. So the contrast becomes more different. And I think this is more pleasing. That's my opinion. So that's function 1. That's a function. So there's 2. This is the third one. And this is on the grip. So you also have a dial here. So you see, this affects the ISO. So instead of using this down here, without the grip, use it right here. And then you can use the shutter speed back here or the aperture. This is the aperture, I think. I don't know. It's in program mode. But anyway, you get the drift. So I can continue on using this with the dummy battery. If it gets bright out, I can put the EVF on here. And I just want to get that, close it up, and attach it. I can use the flash. You can bend it back. A little bit about the hot shoe. If you look at it, basically anything fits on the top, okay? The camera itself, there's a little connector right there. It slides underneath these two because the cover only covers this part and then the top part on the edge. So just to show you, take out the EVF, and I've showed you this. So this is a locking mechanism. To release it, you just hit these two and then pull. This is for LCD or for or the viewfinder or both, okay? And when you block this, that means you're viewing here and the LCD screen turns off. But let's connect it. And it's locked in. Turn it on. Okay, eye sensor on. All right, I'll watch what happens. Now you can see the light. I don't know if you can see anything, but it's working. All right. Let me do that. I want to do that. There you go. It's following it. All right. So anyway, there's the viewfinder. And let's see. What else can I do? I already showed it in a couple of videos, you know, what was on the side. So I'm going to turn it off. Showed you a little bit about this. It doesn't go all the way because they'll hit the buttons on the side. Whereas on the J5, this is your selfie. So I use this for selfies, okay? 1080-60, it does have VAR. Works great, okay? And you see how I have everything nice and tight. So if I took the lens off, I have the camera cap there, and I have the camera cap and the lens on here too. So just to show you, everything is fitting, okay? Nice fit, not too heavy. Oh yeah, I gotta take this off. It does slow down a little bit with this on. The only other thing I can show you is there's a little ticker thing for, you know, for your glasses, but it's very hard to move, okay? I try pulling it out, you can't. You just have to do it this way. You gotta have fingernails, okay? And it's not easy. And it doesn't turn much either. You can go like that. I'll turn some. But still, it's a hassle. When you're holding it and you're trying to figure out. So I gave up on it. Put the cover back on. So you see, it just goes on the lip. And it covers it up. It's pretty well sealed. The AW1 is watertight. I can probably put that there. EVF. Something like that. Protect it. And then, of course, I got it. There's the camera. There's the 30 to 110, 32, which is a 1.2. The 10 to 100, I tried that lens and I wasn't too pleased with it. It worked better on this camera than it did on this camera. I think the ISO is better on this one. Well, it's the last model too. 7300, I'm going to try that on this one because this is great. You can do a whole bunch of shots in a row. You do like 3, 10, 20, 30. This is the camera you use. Okay. If you put the EVF on, it slows it down. All right. I have an adapter. I can put L mount lenses on both cameras. Okay. So I want to put a full frame 24 millimeter. I can. And these are a lot heavier than a lot of these lenses. This is heavier than this, but you know, these are lighter. They're plastic. This is all metal. Okay, Voigtlander. I got another Voigtlander. Okay, this is a 75 millimeter. That's a big old sucker. All right. So you hold it by the lens. You don't hold it by the camera because it might break the balance. You don't want to do that. So anyhow, let's see what else. Oh, so I had 2 battery chargers. Okay, Um, this one came with this camera. All right. This is the 2012. Yeah. So this is the one that I bought because they said this was a different battery from that because it's bigger. So with the latest generation, the battery got smaller. Okay. So anyway, I got 5 batteries. I got 4 on the way for this camera. So I got 1, and then I have it on a dummy battery too. But anyway, 2012. This is the 2014. This is what came with this camera. Okay. And then this is what I bought. So I have another 18.5, which is 50 millimeter. And then the, I think it's like a 27 to 80 on this one. Okay. Equivalent to a full frame. So this is stabilized. This was the kit lens. 10 to 30 and then 30 to 110. Okay. And then they came out with the 11 to 27 and the 10 to 100. They're not a good lens, but if you want an all-in-one lens, this works better on this camera than on that camera. Okay. So the 2 lenses I'm basically going to use. Now, I'm not going to use the vlogging lens. I could use the 10 to 30. All right. It's stabilized. You have to be at 1080, 30 to have the VR working. You put it on 60, you can't. You get 20 minutes with the 1080, 30. You get 10 minutes on the 60. Okay. 1080, 30 looks fine on here. All right. So I would use this lens and I'll use this lens. These 2 lenses right here. And there's my wildlife stuff. Okay. This is for vlogging and B-roll. And I can use like a 50 millimeter, 85 millimeter, you know. Do a lot of, and I can also use a zoom on here too. But I'm going to take this out tomorrow if it stops raining and shoot some deer and go to the neighborhood next to me. So anyway, that's just showing you what I have. This is the Rode Wireless Go mic. I know this is kind of long, sorry. But I hooked that up. Now, it wouldn't fit on a hot shoe. This does not have a hot shoe. It does have a flash though. Okay? And I think this flash is bigger than that one, but this has a hot shoe. On this, I was just dangling it. So here's the microphone port. I just put the cable in there. It was just dangling. And then on the tripod, I have a little green thing to lock it in. I'll just put it in like that. That way it keeps the camera from moving. And then I just attached the thing to here, you know, so it wouldn't rattle. But that's a nice tripod. And I take it along. I got a cover for it. So, a small backpack. I have, oh, here's the dummy battery. Okay. And I have 1 battery in there. So I'll put the batteries in here. The batteries for this camera are in here. Okay. So let me bring this all the way back. There we go. So that's quite a haul. Just close it up. Very easy. I don't think I left anything out. 4 pounds. 4 pounds, folks. Little bitty bag. Low Pro BP 130. I have 2 of these. I took one of the things and added another add-on to it. But what do you think? Good kit. It's a lot of fun. You just, the way I had the camera set up, and I've showed you on other series, is where it's ready to go. I just pick up a bag, make sure the batteries are charged, and I'm off and running. And I'll use that camera system for a day, do some videos, and you'll see them later that night. Same thing with this. So I'll be doing this tomorrow. And once I get the pancake lens in, all right, then I'll be playing with that. And then I'll be going downtown street photography with these two different cameras. And the nice thing about it is I got a camera bag all ready to go. So imagine one dummy battery. Well, I'll have both of them hooked up, but I have one power back battery here, one power back battery here. Okay, when I'm using the camera, I put the other one in here, and I got little things where I can put stuff in here, you know, battery charger, or I can put in the that thing, and I'll just have it running. So there's many things you can do with it. So 2 cameras, 1 bag, and I'll be holding one. Unplug it. The other camera will have either another dummy battery, or I'll just hook it up to the one that I have and just rock and roll. Just carry on. So that's an easy way. You just pick the lens you want to use. So I think I'll use the I like the 6 point, you know, the 18 to 35. That's good for selfies and basically street photography. On this, I can probably add, well, if I put the battery thing in there, usually I'll have it out here. I can put one lens here, maybe a couple SD cards, all right? I can put something else in here, and then one camera. And I can put stuff in here also. So that's why I picked this up. So thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I just like to show off gear and new stuff I get. So it's finally coming together. It just took a while, like over a month. But I've been buying stuff used, and they're in pretty good shape. eBay has a good return policy. So they give you 30 extra days to return it if you're dissatisfied. I do have some magnification things I want to try out, but I think I have to get stepping rings in order to fit on the lens. And that was why it wasn't working. It wasn't fitting. And then I saw a video where it says, yeah, I use stepping rings on mine, you know, like for the filter size. And then you just put one stepping on another to get the right. And I said, well, you know, I should have done that. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for staying, and I'll see you next time. Remember, stay safe, keep smiling. I'll see you then. Bye, folks.